Well, hello. Happy Fun Day Monday, day after our beautiful spring equinox, equal day, equal night. So, as we know, the energy is still flip-flopping, but you can feel that there's a change. And a lot of that change is dreams are coming through more vivid and being remembered. And although you might not be able to make sense of them, just make note and ask for more clarification from your guides, your magnificent light family. And remember that it's still all about self-nurturing and self-care. So many of us are feeling very swollen, very agitated, very irritated, because there's just so many things flipping around. Next one day it's cold, the next day it's hot. And as we know, the full moon controlled the ebb and flow of the water. Water is sacred. Then we're in our spring equinox, coming into, sprinklers on, watering flowers, getting them to grow. So let's get into the power of blessing sacred water, making it sacred, every droplet. And I started with the water within my body, that it was sacred and in tune with the frequencies of love and expansion. And then last night, I had an incredible dream. And I was in it, and I could see ships. And one got around where I could notice it, and I just glanced over and I noticed it. And when I did, it stopped and parked midair. And next thing I know, there was a woman who came out to approach myself and a group of people that I was with in the middle of like farming field or something. And some of the people got disgruntled, and I just told them to chill it. And so she approached with a little hand device. And the hand device, she asked us all to put our hands face down. And she showed how the device could go all the way down the conveyor belt of hands. But I knew to take my finger and to touch her finger. And so as she was done and she walked away, I thought we were giving a water blessing. Like now our hands were infused with giving a water blessing. And as she was walking away, I asked her, I said, what was the frequency? And she said, 929. And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. And I woke this morning remembering every bit of it. And as the day went on, it just kept coming back to me, and I kept thinking about it. And so I went and looked up 928, and it's the Rife energy. And so I stopped right there, and I just said, okay, all right, I've heard the word rife getting thrown around by a lot of people right now, but I take no interest in something until the guides continue to bring it to me. Because right now the air is filled with distractions. The air is filled with mixed signalings. So I allow my guide team to just sort of play with things and allow them to bring it back to me. And then I know when I need to take a cue or a ball and go with it and explore. So for right now, I'm just going to sit with it and go, okay. Because just the night before, I was listening to something about blessing water. And I know enough about it, but this happens to be with a frequency musician and so on, which I thought was fascinating. And it was a 2 or 3 hour show, but it took me all day to listen to it because I kept having to put it on stop and then come back to it and so on. So that's kind of how my day went. I actually never even finished it. The last 30 minutes was this morning after I woke up. So there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things that are coming to realization that we ourselves hold the power from within our cellular crystalline DNA. And then I remembered back in 2019 when I thought I was riding a crystal up through the ground, and then I landed into what felt like what was a very desolate area, and no one was around. And I later had that translated to me that I was a crystal. And so then I surfaced. So we know crystals hold memory. They hold sacred energies, they can hold not so sacred energies. So you have to be careful what it is that you're dealing with. I myself do a lot of clearing and a lot of work, and it's quite remarkable that I don't have a lot of interferences. However, I do my due diligence every day to make sure that I'm clear and that I'm available, not only for myself, but for the energies of filtering, and then for the energies of my clients, because all work is sacred. It's sacred. So it's do no harm. So if I felt like, I don't feel like doing anything, well, then that could affect someone around me. It could affect myself in ways. It could affect my guide team. It could affect my clients. And that's not what we want to do. We want to bring it all up and be right there in the present moment and be the present for others, and then be present and receive presence from others, because that's what information really is. You're giving and receiving and exchanging beautiful information. So more information's coming in a lot faster. So maybe keep a little journal, just make a little note of what's happening, and especially if you wake up in the morning and something is different and it was a different type of dream and you were like literally there, just write a few notes down, because I can promise you if you don't, you'll forget it, and it's difficult to recall it until the spirits decide it's time for you to recall it. So anyway, happy March 21st, Fun Day Monday. This is my paper and call day, yep. And so just enjoy. And please show your support by liking, subscribing, sharing, leaving a message. It just helps the algorithm. It truly does. And it's harmful actually when you just bypass it and go, let somebody else do it. No, actually, I need each and every one of you to do it. Click like, make a note. It just helps. All right? Much love.